So if you could take us through kind of the basics of understanding these pain points, and then you've got to turn that into something that's going to get attention, right? And you still can't talk product at that point, but there's a million of us out there trying to talk pain points, right? And that's something we've been drilled into our head. But it sounds like this, you tied some of the most emotional components of what they're feeling, like this loss of control. And what I'm taking away from what you're saying is when I communicate that I truly get, I truly understand not only your pain point, but what that means to you and how that affects you, then you start to break through. Right. And so tell us a little bit about like how do you went differently to market with this?
Yeah, you said something really important, I think, because at the end of the day, if you can make your customer a hero, that is your ultimate goal. I mean, sure, your ultimate business goal is revenue and creating a sustainable business, but how do you do that? You make heroes out of your customers, right? And so we have the campaigns, then you build, okay, what is that plan? And one of the magical pieces that also sounds very foundational when I say it out loud is you then create a calendar where you can do this, depends how agile you are. I tend to have a quarterly theme. That tends to be the time frame. I work for companies that I've had to do 6 months because we just can't move the ship fast enough. But your quarterly theme takes one of those campaigns, and I call it the 80-20 rule. 80% of your marketing focuses on that theme. So we've been in the modernization campaign for this quarter, and it means that all marketing levers, so think PR, AR, content, video, social media, like I'm just saying, like every lever you have, you are emphasizing this pain point and you are emphasizing, this go to market campaign. And what I've seen happen every single time, it has never failed. If you do that and every lever is moving and everybody's focused on that, right? And your field is, by the way, out there having conversations, right? Because you're bringing in so many leads in pipeline, you're generating pipeline around this pain point, and which all builds on each other, but it moves the needle. And it may move the needle where you end up, having 5 new pages on the first page for SEO, or your AI visibility literally in one point, some of our prompts jumped 12 points or something. It was insane. And granted, it's early times, right? All of that ideally helps your brand awareness because this only works if you're also associating this, back to your brand. So I should have said that at the beginning, right? This is all based on brand awareness as well. But it's that combination of having those customer in themes and then focusing on a theme each time period where you really can get the content. And so that includes analyst content, analyst webinars, which perform really well. We do hands-on labs. You're also focusing on, your core personas. So you've got content, I like to say, are at the 100, 200, 300 level, right? So you're getting deeper technical. And as you build out all of that rich content, that helps continue to build that authority, continue to build that visibility. And that doesn't go away when you go to the next theme. Right now, you've got this foundation that you're growing from, and it just keeps adding. So anything new you add around that category just is frosting on this incredibly rich cake that you've built. And I also find it allows your teams to focus, which I don't know about you, but the number one thing I've always heard is, there's too much. I don't know what to focus on. I don't know what's priority or not. This P0, and it's really clear in a CMO, you have to give everyone permission to say no to other stuff. Like this is our priority right now, right? You're going to have other stuff that comes in, but if we don't all focus on this, then we'll just be whack-a-mole and we'll be back to where we started. And it's hard because remember, you've got a lot of stakeholders internally that'll say, oh, but could we please do an energy industry campaign? Could we please do, something around this product? Could we please do this product, whatever? And the answer has to be, look, we're not doing anything. Like there's still the baseline, that campaign is running. We're still investing in that area. It's just not the absolute focus where we are doubling down. And then lastly, I would say with all of that, you've got to have that distinctive point of view, that differentiation of, why do you want to listen to us? Why can you trust us? And then I also say, have a little fun, because the more you can just insert a little humor into it, because life is short and we're all so busy. And so we're testing something now that's about to launch. I'm going to see if it translates globally. We're going to start it in North America. It's very tongue-in-cheek humor. and we're doing it around the black box. And I'll just say, we make that black box literal and just have some fun with it. And so, and I think that kind of adds some energy to your marketing team, because at the end of the day, we all want to be creative. Yes, we're technical, but there's something about exercising that creative muscle and having something that literally makes you laugh out loud when you look at it that is just joy.